Shri Ganeshaya Namo Namah. Greetings to everyone world over, all our brothers and sisters across the globe. Green morning, green afternoon, green evening. Welcome to each one of you. And we are having today a very important session, wonderful session, innovative session, because we are focusing on teachers, educators, trainers, principals, everybody whosoever is in education ecosystem. And today we take on future teachers, how the world is changing over when you talk about from information era to innovation, innovation to inspiration. When you talk about information to innovation and inspiration, we got to be taking into consideration that information is coming from all quarters. Now, teachers are not the only source or resource to give knowledge, to give information. Children have plenty of them. So teacher got to be innovative and teacher got to be inspirational. And that's why our chamber always talks about inspirational lab as well. We will talk about it in a little while. Let's start today's session. And we start with Madam Sakshi Chauhan, all the way from Uttarakhand, the first person always who get associated most of the time, with regard to our evening program. Ladies and gentlemen, today is International Students' Day. So all students, all youngsters, all young boys and girls, wherever you are, our best wishes to you, our blessings to you, and our lots of love and affection to you. Do very well in life and bring proud to your parents, your family, your neighbors, your community, your society, your civilization, and we all are proud of you world over, wherever you are. Our chamber, ICSI, International Chamber for Service Industry, is a link between India and 32 million non-resident Indians. Those have gone world over. And of course, the corporate sector support is also with us. During the pandemic, right from 25th of March 2020, we have come a long way during the pandemic, thick of pandemic, like doctors, nurses, paramedical people, they were doing great job. We were also focusing on, because teachers, we respect you a lot. We love you a lot. You're wonderful human beings on this planet. You kept the show going on by any means, whether through radio, through television, through mobile phone, through apps and whatsoever means were available. You reached out each and every child wherever it's possible. So our efforts are making education and skills relevant. And our chamber did, in a very humble way, more than 1,600 webinars during the pandemic. Today's topic is very interesting when we talk about future teachers and when we talk about information, inspiration, innovation, all that when we take into consideration. Now, if you remember, just before the pandemic, we were going very strong with the sustainable development goals, and particularly goal number 4, which is that's called quality education, need-based education, desirable education, pragmatic education, relevant education, all that we have been talking about under sustainable development goals of the United Nations. UNESCO putting in a lot of efforts. We have done a couple of programs with Mr. Eric Falt also, the director for the UNESCO education vertical in Asia. That means India, Nepal, Maldives, Sri Lanka, Bhutan, all this area when we talk about Mr. Eric Falt doing a great job as far as the education empowerment, teacher empowerment, and youth happiness is concerned. Now, when we talk about this education 2030, let's look through a couple of stakeholders and the people, those have to work together. UNESCO leads and coordinate the education 2030 agenda. So leading and coordinating the education 23 agenda, let's come to civil society. It enables the voices of the citizens to be heard. Youth and students, that means articulate future learning needs. Teachers and our educators, you have got very important role because you enable learning, guide and inspire the learners. That is something very important. Then comes the research community, create and expand knowledge, Then comes private sector and philanthropic organizations. You mobilize the resources and you provide the desirable support. At the same time, regional organizations are there. They also extend a lot of support, the efforts which come from their side at the national level. And then we come to international organizations. They also support the countries to implement the agenda for the education 2030 the best possible way. And thereafter, ladies and gentlemen, the countries, they translate global commitments into national actions. So this is the complete ecosystem of the Education 2030, and we are proud of. UNESCO is doing a great job. Now, innovative education and learning methods, when we talk about, let's see what is experiential learning. That means inquiring into a complex world. What is computational thinking? That means the information, communication, and technology, the ICT, and the digital literacy. It's very important for all of us. Then comes blended learning, hybrid learning. That means online, offline, and the group dynamics. All that has to be taken into consideration. Gamification in education. That means the play part of it in a positive and a constructive, innovative way. Multi-literacies and discussions. That means linguistic diversity and the questioning which has to be given the due place and space in education ecosystem. And of course, embodied learning. That means your body, your emotion, and your creativity, all that. So this is all innovative education and learning methodology. Now, the future teachers, you got to be taking a couple of verticals all together. Your knowledge, your skills, your attitude, your value, your competencies, and of course, everything being put into the action. You got to take it. When we think about knowledge, that means the disciplinary knowledge, interdisciplinary knowledge, the practical knowledge, the futuristic knowledge, all that has to be. When we talk about skills, the cognitive and the metacognitive, the skills, they are very important. Social and emotional skills, that's why the empathy plays very important role. Physical and practical skills, once again, is very, very important when we are talking about education and future education. Now, how will the new teachers will change the profession by 2030? 60% of the teachers and educators, there is going to be a 60% increased use of technology in future. 48% increase focus on social and emotional learning. Children will need a lot of hand holding because to overcome depression, anxiety, stress, and the other kind of a tendency where children fall the prey and they become the prey into some difficulties. So lots of social and emotional part also hand holding has to be done by the new teachers, the future teachers. 47% devote more teaching time to global issues like climate change, environmental change. There is a drought somewhere, there is a disaster somewhere. There are floods somewhere, and the rivers are drying somewhere. At the same time, you have noticed the fires are taking place in the forest at their own. You have witnessed in Australia forest also, you have witnessed in USA forest also, and a couple of other places over there. So the climate change also is very important, which we have to see. And future teachers, when we talk about, there's a concept called deep learning practices. Now, there are different layers when we talk about, and when you see the innermost deep learning layer, there you talk about the global competencies, which is right at the center to provide the clarity and about what it means to be a deep learner. Then let's come to the second shell. That means the second layer. 4 elements of learning design provide a process that makes it easy for teachers, students, leaders, and families to shift their thinking and practices. And thereafter, we come to the third layer. That means conditions for mobilizing deep learning. Describe the conditions which are needed at each level: school level, district level, municipality level, and of course the system level. And that is to foster what? Innovation, growth, and a culture of learning, where the children should have positive engagement. Learning should be positive and engaging education. in a very productive way. That means outcome got to be tested in a qualitative factor and quantitative factor. Then comes the layer 4. That means collaborative inquiry surrounds each layer, a process for continuous improvement where the well-being, the equity, and all that we take into consideration. Now, ladies and gentlemen, the characteristics of inspiring teachers, when you see positive relationship, flexibility, purposeful and relevant teaching, safe and stimulating classroom climate, positive classroom management, reflectiveness and collaboration, innovative teaching and learning, and of course, the enthusiasm. Like you see over here in this session, we always try and bring lots of energy. We are very proud that our chamber brought India's first finishing school way back in 1994 for service industry, where we focused on personality enhancement, communication skills, collaborations, creativity, innovation, curiosity, critical thinking, design thinking, continuous and lifelong learning. And we brought the element of the music, the passion, the humor, the fun, the dance, the happiness, the stimulation also in education ecosystem. And we are proud since 1994, we have come a long way. More than 52,000 youth and 35,000 teachers have gone through the process of capacity building, motivation, and inspiration. Now, ladies and gentlemen, post-pandemic in the digital arena, in the digital age, we all got to realize we need inspirational lab. We need it in every school, every college, university, ITI, polytechnic, vocational training, all sector skill councils, wherever the education and wherever the learning is taking place, and we need a growth because through the inspirational lab, our chamber has done lots of research because we work on curiosity of children, creativity, imagination, innovation, design thinking, critical thinking, adaptive learning, immersive learning, project-based learning, technology adoption, and Internet of Things-based learning. You may call it ICT, exploring and experimental-based learning, joyful learning, and of course, empathy-based education. All that is the integral part. Earlier, we had the brick and mortar, right physical body of the finishing school, which has now moved into complete digital part. That means your mental wellness, physical wellness, professional wellness, social wellness, economic wellness. That is ICSI's inspirational lab is for the overall wellness and the lifelong grooming as a sub part of India's first finishing school for service industry, which we had built up earlier. And this is doing wonders, and we are adapting everywhere. I'll share in a little while how we are doing it in Chandigarh. That also will bring it. Now, as far as the capacity building of teachers is concerned, through this inspirational lab, we are working in the direction to prepare global teachers because we got to make education and skill relevant, and it has to be fun-based, joyful-based, and happiness. There got to be a passion, there got to be a creativity, there got to be innovation. So, ladies and gentlemen, I cannot forget Napoleon Hill. Great salutation to this person. His book is Think and Grow Rich. Whenever you get time, see it on the YouTube, watch it on the YouTube, listen the audio portion on the YouTube. You can change your life. You can change your lifestyle. You can change your commitment and your passion towards life. Now, ladies and gentlemen, he says, and one of the golden sentence which I picked up from there, whatever your mind can conceive and believe, it can achieve. Let's come together for making education and skills relevant through innovative education, futuristic education, skills, competencies, and capability-based education, micro, small, and medium enterprise-based education, film and tourism and entertainment-based education. This particular platform, ICSI, is a global confluence of best practices, whatsoever is possible for human development. Should you wish to be a part of our panel discussion, should you wish to come with me and speak to the global audience, you're more than welcome to send us an email at gsmotivator@icsi.asia, or you can send a WhatsApp to us at 73411222044. Ladies and gentlemen, this is your YouTube channel, ICSI India. Subscribe this so that you get all the intimations well in advance. Press the bell icon, like it, share it, comment it. Do send these videos to your friends as also, because till date, we have completed 1,722 webinars, which we started just on the first day of the pandemic. That's on 25th of March, 2020. Recently, we made a presentation to the advisor to administration, UT Chandigarh, Dr. Dharampalji, Indian Administrative Services Officer. Very dynamic, very vibrant, very creative, very innovative, very open to new ideas. And we have adopted, our chamber has adopted, and we have started working in the direction as a CSR activity to make Chandigarh as a role model for education and skills in Asia. And that was on 27th September. You can well imagine recent past. We are working in the direction making Chandigarh as a role model for the education and skills, research and innovation, whether school education, higher education, technical education, vocational education, need-based education, and most important is our B.Ed students. That means the Bachelor of Education. Children, those are going to become students, those are going to become teachers tomorrow. So we are trying to bring the inspirational lab in all the institutions where we are giving our 100% support, no financial expenses by Chandigarh administration. So we started with the ITI for the women's sector 11 in Chandigarh. We moved to ITI sector 28. Thereafter, we had gone to sector 26, that is the Polytechnic. Then we moved on to another Polytechnic, sector 10. And then we had gone to the B.Ed college in sector 20. And tomorrow there is a wonderful program in another B.Ed college that is for the yoga and wellness and naturopathy and meditation. That's in sector 23 of Chandigarh. They're holding 2 days international program, and tomorrow we would be the part of that. And tomorrow also, ladies and gentlemen, don't forget to join us at 2:30 in the afternoon. There's going to be a 1-hour program where we will be taking you to Cambodia. Do you remember that beautiful picture right in front? It's Angkor Wat. It is a temple, one of the unique piece in this universe, which is there. And from the Phnom Penh, you take a flight. From India also, you can go directly over there. Angkor Wat you must see. And there's a beautiful story how the Tamil Nadu king from India had gone over there and married the princess. So tomorrow, we are going to meet all the travel agents, tour operators, hoteliers, restaurant owners, officials. Don't forget to join us tomorrow in the afternoon at 2:30, Rethinking Tourism and Post-Pandemic Tourism. Also, we extend you a very warm invitation, 13th, 14th, and 15th of January. That's next year. We are going to have our annual convention. It's going to be the North India Pravasi Divas, 29th annual convention of our chamber that we would be having on 13th of January, the complete deliberations on capacity building of educators and motivation of our youth. And then on 14th of January, we will be taking you to Singapore. That's going to be the theme country, how the education is shaping that entire country. We will talk about Singapore. And on 15th of January, we will go to Thailand. And that's a research and innovation, everything whatsoever is taking place over there. So ladies and gentlemen, with that, we bring you to the musical arena and the notes of Inspirational Lab of ICSI, International Chamber for Service Industry.
Welcome to the Inspirational Lab of ICSI Finishing School for Service Industry. The International Chamber for Service Industry, or ICSI, brought on ground India's first finishing school for the service industry in 1994. However, it has become an inspirational lab and turned completely digital post-pandemic. Here, the students link academics beyond syllabi. They journey from effective communication to connecting skills, curiosity to creativity, along with soft skills, life skills and technical skills. Health and wellness is another important component of the Inspirational Lab at ICSI. Inspirational Lab is an initiative of ICSI to develop a holistic approach in education transformation. Visit icsiindia.in.
Grateful to all those who have joined us today. So, ladies and gentlemen, we are already on the track. We have already taken the initiative. We are moving ahead, and Chandigarh is going to become the role model for the entire Asian continent. It's beautiful city, green city, neat city, serene city, clean city, wonderful people, and you have got such a beautiful aura and aroma all around. Don't forget to visit Chandigarh this year. Be a part of ours. And at the same time, let Chandigarh become an inspiration for everybody to be the part of the education ecosystem. The world needs good teachers, quality teachers, inspirational teachers, positive teachers, dynamic teachers, passionate teachers, dedicated teachers, devoted teachers, and of course, happy teachers with a lot of empathy. And Chandigarh is working in that particular direction, whether at the school level or at the college level or university level, or for that matter, ITIs and polytechnics and skill centers and whatsoever is there, we are all working together. Chandigarh will become the confluence of the global wisdom and the best practices in education. Today, people talk about Finland, they talk about South Korea, they talk about Singapore, they talk about other places. Wait for some time, and Chandigarh is calling you. Chandigarh is inviting you. Be a part of our journey, and all of us together, we take on the baby steps, and thereafter, Chandigarh becomes the leader in education and skills in the entire Asian continent. Look forward meeting you tomorrow in the afternoon at 2:30 in Cambodia, and tomorrow evening at 8 p.m. in India. With these words, thank you very much for joining us today. Stay tuned in and stay fit, stay fine, take care of your health and wellness. And tomorrow, if you're in Chandigarh, do visit Sector 23 B.Ed College for yoga and meditation and wellness. They've got an international conference going on, and do join us at 2:30 on the Zoom in Cambodia.